I just checked the weather and there's an extreme heat warning. They're predicting weather hotter than we have ever had before in our area, and it is super early for anything like that. It's gonna be so hot, you can literally fry an egg with the sun. This is gonna cause 3 very serious problems. The first issue is, how do we survive this heat? We have to work outside in this heat. There is no option to just take it off and not do this outside work. The second issue is the crops are in no way ready for this heat and are in no way wanting it. So how do we make it so that the farm survives? Because this is just the beginning of selling. Everything needs to be there for us for the next few months. And third, and maybe the issue that we really don't have a solution for, how are we gonna sell in this heat? The heat on a normal day is an issue down at the farmer's market. It's gonna be 40 at the farmer's market. I don't know what we're gonna do to be able to still get that $1,000 sale, keep everything looking fresh and sellable. But it's too hot in this greenhouse. The first thing we're definitely not gonna do is spend any time in here. So let's get outside and work.
Do we get to wear t-shirts?
Never! Must be sunsafe! So refreshing. Carrots, 1 million carrots.
Actually?
No, it's only 100,000. Carrot roller.
What roller?
I don't know. TX 4000 TB4. Not actually. Ding. Ooh. My Jang cedar.
It's Jang time.
Okay, we need to check the charts because we have a 24 hole and we want it super tight. So we need a 9 and a 14.
Mommy.
So we're good. We're ready. Carrots sold so well at the farmer's market that now the rush is on to make sure we're gonna have lots of carrots all season long. So we have 2 new beds, freshly emptied, freshly prepared, and we're gonna plant them up with carrots. We get these seeds in the ground now, and then we're gonna have lots of carrots to keep selling into the fall. Our employee has gone home for the day, but we have been working hard. This is only a portion of the food that we have harvested in anticipation. We have almost 50 bags of salad mix, and we did green garlic and green onions, and we also have a bunch of carrots, and Ian was so busy last week that we're gonna send down a few different ways of doing carrots to see if maybe we can figure out a system that works a little bit better for him. Because the walk-in cooler still isn't done, though it's getting there, we are going back old school. I remembered one of the tricks that we used on our harvest days in the heat of the summer in our very first year. what we did is the day before the market, so the harvest day, I would plug in our chest freezer. I would freeze the freezer, and then come the morning of harvest day, I would unplug it, and I basically had the world's biggest cooler. You know, it was unplugged, so it was no longer freezing. It was just a cold, big empty spot to put everything as I harvested, so it didn't have to hang out in the heat of the day. So this is an empty freezer that we have. So I've started the freezing. This was actually a gift from our employee, now that I think of it. And so we've never used it, so I don't know if it still will fully freeze, but it's getting cold. So at very least tomorrow, cool spot when it's very, very hot, to make our harvest a little bit easier. I'm ready. I'm ready for flowers. One of the biggest issues that we have down at the market is displaying things out in the sun, especially in these plastic bags. The salad mix, the sun shines in and it basically cooks the salad mix. And because no one wants to buy a bag of cooked lettuce, we're always struggling to find ways to make it look good but sell easy. So because this market is the definition of the nightmare market, we're pulling out our thing. We have talked about this. I think it originally started as a joke, but then the more we talked about it, the more we're like, maybe that's actually a good idea. So these are going to be our pretend salad mix bags. This is like a photo that Ian went and picked up of our salad mix. This is our actual salad mix. So but the idea is to put it in the bag. Yeah, I don't know. We obviously have to curve it up a bit more.
It's gonna take a little bit of craft.
Yeah. We need like a round tube, right? That tube, the flooring tube. So the colors are a little off. I feel like we can make it work so if someone quickly walks by, they won't realize at first that it's not real lettuce. It'll just look like a bag.
You know, even if they do realize, I think we should have a sign that maybe says fresh lettuce in cooler or something.
Yeah. My new trick is I take one of these bags and I open it up and I put the salad dressing in and then I tie it back up and I shake it. And then it's a to-go bag, right? Like meal on the go.
Yeah.
Just bringing it with you in the car, sneak it into the movie theater, all those tricks.
These look pretty good. Yeah, I think like not having the tops on them, the idea is it's gonna save us a lot of space because the tops are, a third at least of the size that we bring down there. So it really limits us when we're, in the summertime, the truck is completely full. There's like no more space in it. So, if they sell like this, then maybe we start bringing them like this, especially when, the big summer stuff is really pumping.
Plan is Thursday night, I'm gonna pick all these flowers. The sun is going down, beautiful sunset, and that means that it's starting to cool down a little bit. I'm gonna pick all the flowers and I'm gonna get them into the cold room so that yet again, on Friday during the heat of the day, we'll be able to work with the flowers and not be outside and get this done. So this week, in theory, I won't be up till 4 in the morning. There's eating carrots. Pick lots too.
All done with the filler flowers and the flower picking?
Well, I'm done for tonight. Gotta save some of those beauty shots for the daytime.
You guys have to find the Euro bucket, and then I'm done.
It's Friday morning, and we are back picking flowers. We picked flowers till late last night, but I mean, you guys, these dahlias, how incredible is this? We had to save this for daylight to share with you. It's 21 hours till the market, so we better get serious. Let's do this. They gotta be open, right? This is like borderline, but I want it. This,
Nope.
this is too open. Super excited about these dark ones. These are called Arabian Night. Take this. The flower CSA that I've done a bunch of planting for, but you know, I was hoping to have it all going for beginning of July, but the weather was just so cold. Everything is really delayed. You know, but I've been looking at it because, you know, I do need that flower CSA to start soon. So I need to pick a date. It's hard to say 2 weeks. Okay, you wanna take that? It's 2 o'clock and I'm behind schedule. But I had a coffee, so we're good to go. Our employee has left. She got a ton done, but the thing that always takes so long is the flowers. And I'm still picking. I'm not even to the point that I'm arranging yet. But we had to save this. We had to save this to pick during daylight because you guys, these euros are like so incredible. This orangey one, the name of it is terracotta, and then this red is paprika, and this is the week I've been waiting for when I finally can get in here and pick these, because I am excited to play with this. Right, like that. Right. I filled up the kiddie pool. I think I might take a dip pretty soon. Oh, what a cutie! Love you.
I love you too.
And then
Are you gonna come in?
It's 5 o'clock and we've had dinner, early dinner, to get that out of the way so that we have more time to work. 5 o'clock is the hottest time of the day. I'm really starting to feel the heat. So I'm getting in the kiddie pool with the kids. Okay, it's refreshing.
it is extremely hot out right now, so I'm gonna pick some cherries so we can just hang out in the shade for a little while. I'm not gonna pick any of these low-hanging cherries though, because we save these for the kids to snack on. The cherries are so good right now. The plan is, we mentioned it in a previous video, we are going to be getting rid of these. We'll probably keep maybe 4 of them, but our neighbor has, you know, I think dozens and dozens of acres of cherries, so he just brings cherries over to us. And honestly, the space where they're at could be utilized better for flower production. That's the reasoning behind getting rid of the cherry trees. It's look. There's all some plants.
Delicious. Well, I feel a little bit better after hopping in that kiddie pool, but it's still really hot in this building. So I can't even work with flowers right now. I have a solution though. This is our cool room. We run the air conditioner in here to make it actually pleasant. And we store the flowers in here so that they don't suffer from any sort of heat. And I never work in here, but today I'm going to. I'm gonna beat the heat, and I'm gonna work on the flowers in here because it's just too hot.
What time is it? It's like 11?
It's like 11, I think.
But I'm gonna grab those things, put the chickens to bed, and then put myself to bed.
Guess how many bouquets I've made?
0.
That's correct.
Late night?
Yeah. At least it's cooling down.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It feels nice.
Almost.
It's nicer outside than it is inside the house.
That's crazy. So I have an issue. I have all these shorty dahlias and I want to use them. This week for market, we're doing bouquets, but we're also going to do some of these little mason jar arrangements. Something just really simple. Pop one of these dahlias in. It's punchy, it's fun, it'll look good. It's getting late and I don't have anything done. So what I'm going to do is assembly line it. I have 12 jars. I'm going to put in greenery and then I'm going to go through, do my details, pop in my dahlias, and hopefully this will go really fast. Big bouquets are 20. These are gonna be only 15, right? So they can be simple. They don't need to look like very much and still look pretty good. These are fun. They add just a tiny bit of texture. It's very short though, so it's hard to use. I love all these little texture bits. Think of it as like I make a pillow, right? Like I make a pillow of these textured bits, and then the flowers just sit on top. All those pink arrows. Here's a perfect example, not super usable stem, but perfect for these little mason jars. Just snip them off at the bend. Pretty little cluster, pretty little flower pillow. These aren't supposed to be super heavy. These are, light, airy, not overstuffed. Because that's the mistake I always make. I get going and I put too much in. A base. Okay, then what are we gonna add? I picked some of this salvia, which I love. It smells amazing. It's like a sage flower. So I like this, but it's short, right? Look how good that's gonna look with all those. Looks great. Now let's put some of these snapdragons in. I'm gonna tuck some of these lavenders in. Now it's time. Money for these beautiful dahlias. into every single jar. That is working out pretty good. And the last thing I'm adding is some carrot top greens. These keep really good. Perfect finishing touch filler. Just to weave a few of these in. Doesn't need much, just a little bit.
Are you supposed to be in bed?
So I always joke on Instagram when everyone's like, wow, you work all the time. I'm always like, no rest for the wicked. So I've been especially bad today, apparently, because not only is Ian back, but Ian's back and my work is not even done yet. Did not get everything done, and I'm still working.
But value-wise, the flowers are worth a lot more.
Yeah. The kale and Swiss chard is $2.50 a bunch, and it doesn't sell well and takes up a huge amount of space. So instead, I made bouquets.
I am slowly coming back to life after my brief period of sleep. You know, at this point, it's just getting excited for the market, but I have to convince my body that I should be excited. At least I got my cherries.
A snack.
Breakfast of champions.
Yeah. Did you make all your bouquets in here today?
Yeah. It's still way hotter everywhere other than the air-conditioned room. What do you think?
Those are cool. I really like these ones. These ones are my favorite. This
Yeah.
week.
I don't know, I'm partial to the dark dahlias. But the dahlia ones are definitely fun.
Well, enough dilly-dallying. I need to load that truck up and get going because
Market starts early this week.
market starts early, yep, and I don't like being there late. Okay, I'm all packed up. It's time to go to this market. Let's see what happens. I'm really interested to see how everything stands up to the heat today because it's supposed to be 40. It's supposed to be so hot this week. I've never actually experienced temperatures this hot in Kelowna before, so that will be interesting. I have arrived. Let's get this stand all set up. We've almost been open for an hour now. The market opened early because it was so hot. I wasn't really expecting anyone to come, but we already done about $80 worth of sales, so that's not bad because I wasn't really expecting much from this first hour. So let's see how it goes. The big rush should start pretty soon. It's just after 10 o'clock. It's starting to get pretty hot out here. Traffic is definitely down this week from last week. There hasn't been the crazy rush of people like there was last time, but you know, sales are okay. We're like $620 so far. Like I said, it's just after 10. So there's about 2 more hours in the market. We still have lots of flowers to sell, so we could get pretty close to that $1,000 mark. We'll just have to see. We'll see how it goes. Well, this market is over now and it is hot. I'm sweating like crazy. The heat definitely kept some people away. For one thing, it took away the 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock time for shoppers to come. That is a period of time that can be busy. You know, we sold almost $200 during that time last week. And there was some people who came and didn't know that the market was over. I only sold one of those bouquets in a jar. They weren't even really getting much attention at all. The $20 bouquets, you know, I think I have 5 of them left, so they sold pretty decently considering traffic was definitely down. You know, other vendors were mentioning that their traffic was down as well, substantially, so today was like a slower market. If you've been following our channel, you know that I'm always like, Serina, all the customers want big beets. You know, people always come and they'll be like, is this as big as your beets can get? Like, do you have any bigger beets? They're just always saying that. So today, the very first person who came up to the stand, they asked me, they're like, these beets, they're so big. Do you have any smaller beets? So I thought that was kind of funny. All right, we sold $858 today. Not bad. That really isn't too bad of a number considering how bad the traffic was compared to normal markets. $858, that's pretty good. We didn't bring down any kale or any chard because Serina just ran out of time last night. She was making bouquets until my alarm went in the morning, so we just ran out of time, and I think we did pretty good. So I'm gonna take that as a win because that last year would have been one of our best markets, and now this is the last market before the kids go on the summer break from school. So now we're gonna be on full-on summer markets. The busy tourist season begins, and we'll see what these markets can really do.